Dash is now accusing DJ Envy of being a government informant, and he even posted a paperwork that he says proves DJ Envy is an informant.
My attorneys don't want me to speak, but I think there's things that I need to clear up a little bit.
I think you should listen to your attorneys. Why don't light-skinned people like to listen? Hey, if your attorney told you don't say nothing, why you talking?
But it did break down that you are on that RICO, and that, in fact, if you don't or do certain things, it's going to mean that you are, in fact, arrested.
So Caesar and myself did seminars. Now, the reason I did these seminars is because I wanted to uplift my...
Not DJ Envy being labeled a snitch, because this story, while it doesn't even begin to describe it. Here's a breakdown. Dame Dash just set the internet on fire, claiming DJ Envy somehow slipped through the cracks of that chaotic real estate scandal he's been drowning in. But here's where it gets even crazier. 50 Cent is low-key backing up Dame's claims. Yeah, that 50 Cent. The same one who's been roasting Dame nonstop for months. These two haven't been on the same page since Dame threw shade at Cameron. But now, 50's stepping into the mess, and things are spiraling fast. Let's talk about Envy for a second. If the rumors are true and is really being cozying up to the feds, what does that mean for the Breakfast Club? The streets are starting to question everything. Who's real, who's fake, and who's just smiling for the camera to protect their check. Suddenly, that brotherhood energy they love to flex is looking mighty suspicious. The internet spinning with theories, sealed deals, secret paperwork, and loyalty getting swapped out for leniency. At this point, it's not just celebrity gossip anymore. It's turning into a full-blown culture scandal. It all traces back to when Dame Dash sat down on the Breakfast Club last month, and from the second he hit that chair, you could feel the tension. Envy and Charlemagne came in hot, pressing Dame about his money like they were doing an audit live on air. And you know Dame, he doesn't do quiet. When they brought up the bankruptcy talk, he snapped, went off mid-interview.
Doing anything right or wrong, because I honestly don't know. That's between them and whatever happened. But did I say, here, take this money and give it to this person or use this with this money?
At one point, he called Charlemagne gay just to flip the narrative and started flexing about his mansion to make a point. It wasn't just an interview, it was a showdown. And now, with these snitching rumors floating around, that interview is aging terribly. Fans are rewinding the footage like, hold up, was Dame trying to hint at something deeper the whole time? The timing's too slick, the body language is too cold, and Envy's silence since then, louder than any denial. Folks are saying the real estate mess might just be the surface of something way darker. And if these claims keep catching steam, this could go down as the biggest Breakfast Club fallout in history. This ain't just another cash controversy. This one's about loyalty, reputation, and who's really protecting who behind the scenes. And don't get it twisted, Dame didn't just talk slick. He pressed them. Straight up challenged DJ Envy and Charlemagne to prove they're really living that life, saying, post your view. Let's see who's actually up. And crazy enough,
You acting like a girl.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem auntie.
I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I won't.
And then we gonna
and
fight.
you won't do shit.
Dame, this is with
That's
the
not
Chatty Patty, so just so
not
you know,
get
because I knew you was going to say
Nah,
that.
I've seen you run.
Yes.
That's a. I've seen you.
before the guy.
I'm not
Let's
saying I
be
will.
respectful. Let's
I'm
be
saying no,
respectful.
no. Then your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now, and you would talk like that. I would have you up. But I'm not going to do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up.
But Dame,
No, I wouldn't have got beat up.
Let's end this. So let me say one more thing before I leave.
I had so many questions.
All right. Oh, you're right.
How you want to leave? You can't get in your emotions and want to leave, Dame.
No, what I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things, so where I'm from, the masculine man will.
Yeah,
But
you said
because
you
wait,
gonna
let me
punch in the
finish.
face.
No, I
Let me
didn't.
know
I
that's
said
not gonna happen.
I didn't say I said I could, and you wouldn't do anything.
And we gonna fight.
I didn't see that on tape. You ran.
Yeah, because it was 4 guys, but that's cool.
I
But if
fought.
the third
Wait.
one-
Ask what happened when 30 guys jumped me. Right, I went to jail. The last time I was behind, it was $1 million. I paid it. That sounds broke to you? If all my children and I pay their colleges up front, they don't have debt, meaning they don't have to go on. That sounds broke to you? Every one of my baby mothers has 2 or 3 houses. That sounds broke to you? It's not about me. If you Google her family, or certain people I know, I'll Google them, they have no money. I Google the family office, $10 billion. Rich people don't put anything in their name. But you don't know that. You don't know that. And I feel sorry for you because you don't get to see the daylight. You guys, you don't. You missed your whole life.
you don't have anything on me.
So then I
question about
go ahead.
the book deal with Simon & Schuster.
Oh, let me finish. Yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What made you sign a book deal with Simon & Schuster as opposed to...
Envy took the bait. He jumped online, showing off his skyline like it was some kind of bragging rights battle. But let's be honest, two grown men arguing over who's got the better window view? That's not power, that's playground energy. The whole thing oozes insecurity. You got Dame, a certified legend in the culture with real money and history, still out here moving like he's got something to prove to two radio personalities. It's giving Preston Petty, not power player. But just when you thought it couldn't get any messier, the conversation flipped. Out of nowhere, Dame dropped the bomb on live radio, claiming DJ Envy was under federal investigation for that sketchy real estate hustle with Caesar Pina. Yeah, the same one that already has social media calling Envy the seminar scammer. Dame didn't hint. He announced it loud and clear. And the silence that followed? Deafening. Now that right there was a bombshell. Dame didn't just stir the pot. He flipped the whole damn table over. But Envy wasn't about to sit there and take it. He clapped back fast, denying everything and claiming he had the paperwork on him right there to prove he was clean. Like,
A girl.
You move like an old auntie. You an old Harlem auntie.
I could punch you right in your face like a grown man. I won't.
And then we gonna
and you
fight.
won't do shit.
Damn, this is with
That's
the
not
Chatty Patty.
right.
So
Now,
just so
let's
you
not
know,
get
because I knew you was gonna
Yeah,
say
nah,
that.
I've seen you run.
Yes.
That's a. I've seen you.
before the guy.
I'm not saying I
Be
will.
respectful. Let's
I'm
be
saying no,
respectful.
no. Then
Let's be respectful.
your version of respectful is different than mine. We were on the street right now, and you were talking like that. I would have you up.
you
But
got
I'm not
beat
gonna do that. Nah, I wouldn't have got beat up.
But then,
I wouldn't have got beat up. Let's end this. So let me say one more thing before I leave.
I have so many questions.
All right. Oh, you're right.
How you want to leave? You can't get in your emotions and want to leave, Dame.
No, what I'm saying is when you interrupt me and you say certain things, so where I'm from, the masculine man will.
Yeah.
But
you said
because
you
wait,
gonna
let me
punch in the
finish.
face,
No, I
and
didn't.
you know
I
that's
said
not gonna happen.
I didn't say that. I said I could, and you wouldn't do anything.
And we gonna fight.
I didn't see that on tape. You ran.
Yeah, because it was 4 guys, but that's cool.
I
But-
fought.
but the third
Wait.
one-
Ask what happened when 30 guys jumped me. Bro, I went to jail. The last time I was behind, it was $1 million. I paid it. That sounds broke to you? If all my children and I pay their colleges up front, they don't have debt, meaning they don't have to go on. That sounds broke to you? Every one of my baby mothers has 2 or 3 houses. That sounds broke to you? It's not about me. If you Google her family, or certain people I know, I'll Google them, they have no money. I Google the family office, $10 billion. Rich people don't put anything in their name. But you don't know that. You don't know that. And I feel sorry for you because you don't get to see the daylight. You guys, you don't. You missed you missed your whole life.
you don't have anything on.
So then I
question
right,
about
go
the
ahead.
book deal with Simon & Schuster.
let me finish. Yeah, go ahead.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What made you sign a book deal with Simon & Schuster as opposed to...
Hold up. Who just walks around with federal documents in their pocket, ready for a plot twist? But before he could even pull them out, Charlemagne jumped in like security, cutting him off with a quick, "Nah, don't show that on A." And that's when the whole thing got shady real quick. Because if there's nothing to hide, why not clear your name live on camera? That single moment had fans' antennas way up. Was Charlemagne protecting his co-host or protecting the brand? Because let's be honest, the timing was too perfect. Envy magically pulls out RICO paperwork the same second Dame Dash calls him a snitch? That's not coincidence. That's choreography. And Dame? He saw straight through it. He went nuclear on Instagram, tagging iHeartRadio and Power 105 directly, asking, "So you're really cool with an informant hosting your morning show?" The shade was heavy, the message was bold. And the internet? Oh, it ate that up like a 5-course meal. So let's really break this chaos down, because DJ Envy's name didn't land in those headlines by accident. It's tied to one of the wildest real estate scandals the culture's seen in years. His business partner, Caesar Pina, a.k.a. Flipping NJ, got hit with heavy federal charges back in July 2025. We're talking wire fraud, kickbacks, and even bribery. Prosecutors claim Caesar was running a full-on Ponzi scheme, pulling in investors with promises of massive real estate returns, only to flip the script, using new money to pay off old investors. A pyramid built on lies and hype. And here's the kicker. The indictment straight up mentions a celebrity DJ and radio host who toured the country with Caesar hosting real estate seminars. Come on now, we all know who that's pointing to. These weren't small backroom workshops either. These were full-blown productions, packed venues, eager investors, and DJ Envy front and center, selling the dream like it was gospel. He made it look official, safe, and stamped with credibility. But when the whole thing collapsed, his name fell right into the mud. Now Envy's swearing he had no clue what Caesar was pulling behind the curtain, claiming he was just trying to educate the community. But the people? They're not buying it. Dozens of investors have filed lawsuits, accusing both of them of manipulation and fraud. And the craziest part? Most say the only reason they ever trusted the deal was because Envy was involved. His face sold the fantasy. NBC's reports make it even uglier. This scam traces all the way back to 2017. Caesar had been stacking money for years, promising investors ridiculous 20 to 45% profits in just 5 months. Like, be for real, that's fantasy-level returns. And of course, it was too good to be true. Instead of flipping homes, prosecutors say he was flipping lies, buying cars, flexing online, and using fresh money to patch old holes. He even sold properties he didn't own and offered the same house to multiple investors. That's not just shady, that's criminal. And even though the feds haven't officially charged Envy, his name is all over the paperwork, his face tied to the mess, and his silence? Yeah.
The problem, Dame, I have with you is you're a businessman and an entrepreneur.
I don't care what your problem
When people have a question to you, you don't want to ask the question. And exactly what you do to people.
I did answer.
You are a chatty patty, right?
No, I'm not. Okay, let's do this. Can I talk? Let me answer that. Let me answer that. Can I answer that? Can I answer that?
No, you can't come speaking. Like we just said, we're gonna set boundaries. I respect that you respect me.
That's what Dame wanted, by the way.
I know.
You wanted to come in here and call this.
He said boundaries. He said some chatty patty stuff that's absolutely not true.
So let's address it. Let's unpack it. Let's unpack it. Let's pause. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So a lot of the things you say on here are not true. A lot. And I'm saying what I'm seeing in the algorithm is that you're being investigated with it for RICO, and that there were people around you that are getting charged. So does it? So why? Let me ask you a question. Of course, I don't expect you. Bottom line is, I already know you're gonna fold if they come for you. You tell it. We already know that.
The SEC,
Man, do
FBI,
not show
know
that. Are you crazy?
But sometimes
He walking with the letter.
Sometimes
Dame make you say,
But this is the thing. No, hold on. You
Okay.
have to prove facts because
No,
you
you
can't.
don't.
You can't prove facts.
I can't.
No.
Everything
you
I say, I
cannot.
be having on tape.
It's not factual.
What's not factual that I said?
Nothing that you said is factual.
So I'm not the chairman of Revolt.
I don't know. I haven't seen the deadline yet.
Deadline.
You know what happens when feminine people get nervous and upset? Their voice starts cracking, their lips start
That's
shaking.
what you be doing when you be on all the dialogue.
Or you
When
stand
teeth
up
be
and walk
falling
away
out
like
and
you're
shit.
It's making things look worse. Because when you mix fame with fraud and sprinkle in federal charges, the internet becomes a courtroom, and the people are already delivering their verdict. That's not just shady, that's straight up reckless. Before this whole scandal exploded, NBC dropped a bombshell report exposing just how deep the fraud really ran. Real people came forward, not greedy investors, but everyday families who lost everything. These were folks who saw DJ Envy's face, trusted his brand, and thought they were buying into something real. One man, Anthony Barron, told NBC that he only met Caesar because of Envy. They even walked through a property together in Jersey, Envy playing middleman, vouching for the dream. Barron poured nearly $1 million into those projects. And now? His standing in ruins, calling Envy just as guilty as Caesar, because that trust came from him. And Barron wasn't alone. Another investor, Argue Rios, who actually customized Envy's cars for years, said his introduction to Caesar came straight from Envy himself. That friendship turned into business, and that business turned into heartbreak. When Rios tried to get his money back, Caesar allegedly tried to pay him with jewelry instead of cash. Jewelry? You can't make this up. Reports say Envy didn't just make the intro. He vouched for Caesar's entire company, putting his reputation behind every deal. So when the scam fell apart, these victims weren't just broke. They were betrayed. NBC's report cracked the dam, and once it aired, victim after victim started coming forward, all repeating the same story. I only trusted Caesar because DJ Envy told me to. Then things really got messy. Joe Budden came out swinging, claiming Envy once tried to rope him into those same real estate plays. Joe even warned him years ago, keep dealing with shady people and you'll end up behind bars. That wasn't hate, that was prophecy. Court filings even list individual one, described as a well-known DJ and radio host in New Jersey who ran seminars with Caesar. There's only one person that could be. But Envy didn't stop at business partnerships. He brought Caesar on air at the Breakfast Club, giving him national reach. Millions tuned in, hearing about investment opportunities, thinking it was safe because it had the Envy stamp on it. That one move turned a private hustle into a public scandal. He didn't just talk about it, he showcased it. On live radio, Envy called Caesar's real estate game a chance to build generational wealth. And the footage is everywhere, Envy smiling, walking investors through homes, selling them the dream of quick flips and 30% returns. But in reality, many of those properties weren't even his. One Florida couple took out $200,000 in home equity after hearing those promises. 4 months later, nothing. No returns, no calls, no refund. Yet Envy still hit the Breakfast Club MIC playing innocent, saying he was just trying to help the community. But come on, you can't host nationwide seminars, promote deals on a syndicated show, walk people through properties, and then claim, "I didn't know." That line doesn't just sound unbelievable, it's insulting. Because now, old footage is resurfacing showing Envy hyping Caesar's projects like they were the safest bet in America. He told fans who invest, build legacies, and change their lives, and now those same fans are filing lawsuits, saying Envy's name is the only reason they trusted the scam. Even Rios, the car guy, said his $64,000 investment turned into a circus after 2 bounce checks and a box of jewelry passed off as repayment. And the internet? They are connecting every dot. Group chats, Reddit threads, TikTok timelines, all pointing to one question. Why is iHeartRadio silent? Their top morning host is wrapped up in a multi-million-dollar fraud investigation, and corporates acting like it doesn't exist. Meanwhile, Charlemagne's dodging questions on air, and Angela Yee, who left last year, is getting dragged back into the mess as people demand to know who knew what and when. Because this isn't just a scandal anymore, it's a reckoning. The receipts are out, the victims are speaking, and DJ Envy's silence, it's sounding louder by the day. But the real kicker? An old clip just resurfaced where Envy himself admits Joe Budden warned him. Joe looked him dead in the face and said, "That's a Ponzi scheme, and you're going to jail." Envy laughed it off back then, but that quote aged like milk. Because now, millions are gone, families are wrecked, and Envy's still out here pretending he was just trying to help the community. Even if he wasn't a mastermind, he definitely wasn't some clueless bystander either, and that's the part people can't unsee. Envy kept pushing Caesar's dream long after the red flag started waving. His name, his brand, his trust, all stamped across Caesar's empire like an official approval badge. And when it all started to crumble, silence, no warnings, no apologies, just more business as usual. Maybe the feds did look into him and couldn't make anything stick. That's possible. But according to Dame Dash, that's not why Envy's walking around free. Dame swears Envy didn't beat the case because he was innocent. He beat it because he's been cooperating. That's the bomb Dame dropped, and social media hasn't stopped buzzing since. Then came the plot twist nobody saw coming. Sources close to 50 Cent claimed this scandal is the exact reason he backed out of a reality TV deal with Envy. The two were reportedly planning a real estate show together. Cameras, money, mansions, the whole thing. But once Caesar got cuffed and Dame called Envy a federal informant, 50 quietly ghosted the project. No more partnership. No more Empire 2.0. Now, is that proof Envy's working with the feds? Nah. There's no court paper, no leaked files, nothing official. But the optics? Ugly. And the internet doesn't need evidence when the vibes already scream dirty. Because let's be honest, when a story looks this grimy, the streets don't wait for evidence. They're red energy. And right now, Envy's energy feels off. Fans are dragging him across the timeline, calling Dame the real one for saying what others won't. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Dame might yell a lot, but he never stole from his own people. Meanwhile, Envy keeps repeating the same tired speech about uplifting community and teaching financial literacy. But at this point, that sounds less like a mission statement and more like damage control. And this scandal goes deeper than just Envy. People are starting to call out the Breakfast Club itself, saying that between Envy, Charlemagne, and some of their guests that show has indirectly cost the black community over $50 million in scams and false promises. Think about it. Umar Johnson, Jay Morrison, Brother Polite, all controversial, all walked through those doors, all sold dreams to the audience that trusted the platform because DJ Envy was sitting beside them nodding. Now fans are asking, why do so many scammers keep getting Envy's cosign? Is it bad judgment or something darker? Because Dame Dash swears is telling the truth, but others think is just stirring chaos for clout. Either way, the damage is done. Envy's reputation is hanging by a thread, and the streets are watching every move. So now it's on you. Do you think Dame's telling it straight? Or is this just another distraction from something bigger brewing behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this story's far from over. And trust, we're not done peeling back these layers yet.